So you want to clock in for the day. This is your login, right? Deliver Smart, Geo tab. Geo tracks your hours. You click that on, but it also tracks what vehicle you're on, okay? So I'm now on duty. I'm going to hit the home button, scroll up to where it says no vehicle, and I'm going to assign myself to a vehicle. Up here it tells me I'm loaded with the end of this trailer number. That's what they loaded, that trailer number. You could change the tractor number. Like, let's say they load you and then there's something wrong with your tractor. Fleet might change your tractor, but that's the trailer you're loaded on, where the tags are sealed. But I know that's my truck I drive every week, so I know what the tractor number is. I'm going to select vehicle. It's going to pull up all the vehicles that it can detect in the yard, okay? So my vehicle number is so instead of scrolling down looking for it, I just typed it in, and it's gonna tell me what trailer is assigned to that vehicle. F37467, F37467. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna do a pre-trip on that vehicle, and we're gonna check to make sure we have our tags on it. All right, now we're going to log into our Deliver Smart so we can download our route for the day. I know it looks weird to say to hit I am not the driver, but that's what we do. I don't know why the system is this way, but this says not ready. 372 is the location ID. That's like Manchester's personal number, I suppose. The national route ID is up here, 585, 585. We're going to start the day. Route number 315, 315. Start the day. The next delivery day is Monday, yes. You've entered a dispatch route. Continue with the dispatch, yes. And let's see what my load number is. Up here you have a load number, 46258, 46258. Boom. Here we go. We're just gonna hit next. Okay, so it's showing City 5. Like anything on here that has a message, it's gonna pop up here. All your accounts that have a message. This is just giving me a contact name. Fill the holes, please. In other words, it's not a drop. Lowe's Home Improvement. Do not combine PO numbers. Please fill holes. New managers. Call security 5 minutes before they meet you at the loading dock. Cooler backstock, whatever. So you get the idea. It's just giving you the messages, but you've also got them on your manifest. So I just blow through these, and now I'm ready for my gate checkout after I do my pre-trip, which is on here. We've already logged into this, so I'm going to go outside and begin my inspection. Once I hit pre-trip, the clock starts ticking on that pre-trip. So you've logged into your vehicle. Now you want to inspect your vehicle. You're going to do your pre-trip. And the Pepsi expectation is while you're pre-tripping you got a tractor and your trailer. So there's two different pre-trips you got to go through, one for each. They're expecting you to take at least 5 minutes for each, so you're not, they don't think you're doing a 30-second pre-trip. You just try to jump in the truck and hit these buttons and hit the road. They do monitor that. But obviously if you find a mistake, you'll hit whatever it is, cab interior, you'll mark it. If it's a minor repair needed, that it'll let you go on the road, but if it's a major, it won't let you go on the road. So where were we? There we go. Same thing when you come back at the end of the day. Basically, you'll hit post-trip, pre-trip. I've never had to do an in-trip inspection. So it's the morning after that I reported a defect on my vehicle. I did my pre-trip on my tractor. Now I'm going to my trailer where I had reported that defect, and I notified, not only did I put it into the handheld, I went over to Fleet and said, hey man, I got a broken spring door, can you guys fix that? So now I want to inspect my trailer, and it's talking about a previous inspection reviewed. The trailer was inspected in accordance. Let me see this. Okay, here we go. This report identifies major defects with this trailer. That was a previous report. So let me scroll down, and you can see it's not even, it tells me what I had reported. I keep scrolling down, and here it is. This is what the warehouse put in. Resolved. It's been repaired. Okay, resolved. So now I can drive the vehicle safely, so I can go ahead and go into my pre-trip inspection. So then we will hit the cooler app up here. See that? You can either hit that thermometer, or you can swipe up and hit the cooler app. Let's try it again. So this is going to go down and try to detect. It's basically detecting all these coolers that are in here. So you want number 41, you can just type it in here. 041. Oops. And there it is. 41. We're going to hit that toggle, and we're going to hit confirm sensor. And we have a connection to our phone, so we're good for the day. We don't need the paper temperature log. I'm going to try to connect my cooler to my app. It didn't work inside the canopy, so I drove out away from all the other coolers, and it still doesn't connect. Sometimes when I drive out of the canopy, it will connect, but under a different number, because the numbers don't always match. Well, that means I'm doing the paperwork today. No pulp and an apple. And we've got to, every time we make a delivery of chilled product, you can close it because this is going to connect automatic. We have to connect the app. Oh, 420. Let me see here. Take extra reading. Okay, 432. And if we have no chilled delivery for like a straight hour, at least once an hour, we still have to do a reading on the temperature. Here's my customers for the day. Now, if I want to go to this stop, I would go into my maps. Now it shows a dot where all my accounts are. If I don't know by heart where that store is on the dot, I can look here, and let's say Cumberland Farms, Lafayette is stop number 5. So we go back here. Let's open it up a little bit. Edit. So here is stop 5. So I'm in my maps. I can tap that. Now I can go to service customer, but it's going to red flag me. You are outside of the geofence. So I'm going to go back. I'm just going to print the pick list. So Cumbies, I got the right one, Lafayette, pick list. This particular account, okay, is getting 44, but they like the barcodes. So just tap the barcodes. I'll print that, and then I will know what side of the truck it's on before I get there. That way it kind of helps me decide where I want to park. If you need to add a customer to your route for the day, let's say like a salesman calls you the day before and says, can you add this customer and add some product from the warehouse? This is the customer on file list. It has all of our customers in alphabetical order. So you just flip through, you look for the customer you want. Let's say it's this guy right here. This number right here in the left-hand column, basically these numbers, that's the COF number. You upload that number into your handheld, and then that customer will pop in, and you can just add the product. We need to add a new customer, so we go under non-route customer search. Then we have to put in the COF number, customer on file. 03. Double check, 3723203. You hit done. Search. You sure you're within range of the wireless? Yes. Okay, the customer just popped up. I confirmed Ben's Pizza, which is what we want. We tap that, hit add. Customer has been added. So now these are all open. They're all delivery, and then this one says merch because it doesn't have the product in yet. So now I'm going to teach you how to add the product. I had an order canceled today, refused by a customer, so I had to void that. And now I have another customer who wants to buy one of those cases. So I'm going to show you how to sell them that case. We're going to hit today's order. Would you like to generate a new order? Yes. And this is my back stock that I have that was refused from one of my customers, but they want to buy one of my Celsius flavors, the Mango Passion. And you can see I have, in my safety, I have this back stock. So I'm going to hit one and done. One and done, just like the college freshman. And I got one case, so I'm going to hit next. Now, did you see? Let me go back. See that price said 50? That's the wholesale price. So we have to enter in, hopefully it's in the system, what the price should be. So we will go to pricing, because you can't even close the order. It's shaded out. You have to go through the pricing first anyhow. So I hit pricing, and boom, it automatically generated the price for us. So we're gonna hit next, close order, print. So that way I'm gonna show them the pick list with what they're buying, and it's gonna have the invoice number because they scanned me in at this particular account. Okay, so you're done with your customer, but you found some out of date and you want to do a credit. Instead of ending, you hit return to customer. Today's order. Order was not found, generate a new one. Yes. There's no instructions on the screen, so hit next. Hit next again. Returns. You can manually enter them, or you can scan the barcode. Hit this to scan. Okay. 12-pack, yes. Oh, reason. Out of date. Next. One case plus one. You can enter one case plus one unit, or you can just enter 3 units and it will automatically adjust it for you. Watch. Next. One case plus one unit. Save and exit. Close order. They want the barcodes to scan. You can do that. Okay, yes. Print invoice. Give me a signature and print. $18, one case, one unit. Okay, here's an adjustment I need to make. 2 liters, I'm supposed to pick up one case plus 7. So I have one case
plus 9. So I need to add 2. So I'll just change the, let's say I changed a 5 to a 7. Now we have 1 case plus 9, and we're good. It's that easy to just add something to a return. A lot of times the salesman will put in the returns, but the customer will pull a bottle here or a bottle there in the next couple days. So I like to just add it to the order. Alrighty, I just scanned this bubbly. It's right there. 16-ounce can. Oops. Out of date. Hit next. Look at this. It's got a price of 0. So watch what would happen if I didn't catch that. This said 12 is 1 case. I'll put in 1 case. Now watch. Hit next. Not valid. Product cannot have a net price of 0. Okay, so let's go back. And let's try this one down here. There's 16 ounce, 16 ounce. Let's try this one. Out of date. Next. Boom. Now we have a price. Next. Save and exit. So every once in a while, at the end of the day, when you TCOM, it won't go through. It'll just freeze up. And you can wait like 5 minutes, however long you feel like waiting. If that just doesn't move, you just basically got to swipe out the app. Wait. Swipe it out and then log back in and try it again, and it'll go through. Okay, here's a unique situation where it's asking for a PO number. Somebody already put one in there, but it's not actual number. It just says Planet Fitness. So it's not going to accept that. Watch. Done. You entered, the PO number you entered is invalid, basically. So what you do, just hit the back button, erase it, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. That's it. Correct. Correct. Boom. Good to go. All right, let's say you want to go back and double check an invoice that you delivered earlier, and hit, now you have all your customers, hit back again, and you go to invoice options. Whoops, yep, did I just do that? Yeah, invoice options. Now I want to double check Jersey Mike's. So I just want to preview. I don't want to change the order. I don't want to void it. I'm going to preview. And yes, they were only supposed to give 1 tank. I picked up 2, so I looked at that and somehow my mind told me, oh, they must be getting 2 tanks. So now I have to go back and pick up the extra tank that I delivered. Okay, this customer refused the order. So this is how we're going to refuse the order and not even bring it in. Boom. Okay, this customer refused the order. They have too much backstock. It's a Pepsi Direct account, not one of our local sales reps. Either way, I'm going to call my supervisor and let him know, give him the name of the person who refused it, let him know why. Just back up to hit refuse order. Yes, because Pepsi Direct will call tomorrow and want to know why this wasn't delivered. And my delivery supervisor is going to have a reason and a name. Okay, I have a customer here who is normally on a charge, but their terms were changed to check because they were behind on a payment, and so they had to call and deal with that and, you know, clear up their payment status. So when I got here, it still says cash, even though they will not write me a check. They are a charge account. So if I can't get Pepsi to allow me to override this to back to charge, I can't make the delivery. So what happened was I called this number right here, Pepsi accommodation. You call them, they're going to want to know the customer account number, and then they're going to ask for your name, and then you just say, I'm looking for an accommodation. To accommodate means to change it from check to charge. So what they did was they gave me this number. So now I'm back in the app. I changed it to charge, and I hit next. It's going to want proof that I have an accommodation number. So like, yes, I'm going to change it. And then this is the accommodation code. Okay, so it's 75860. Let's see if it accepts it. Boom, it took it. So now that's all you have to do. You just, it's kind of a, it gets in the way of your, moving along. Every once in a while you got to call, but it's just part of the job. And if they don't give you the accommodation code, you just got to let the customer know. And you can even give them that 800 number for the Pepsi accommodation and just ask them to call. And when it's resolved, you'll make the delivery. Right now, I'm at an account that historically has been wavering back between charge and check. Sometimes they fall behind. So I really want to make sure that it's on charge before I go in. Sometimes you really got, because you don't want to bring the whole order in and then find out they can't write you a check and you have to bring it all out. So just pay particular attention to that every chance you can, whether it's a charge or a check. And if it's a check, sometimes when you go inside, just say, oh, you guys write a check, right? Just so they know, because sometimes maybe the boss isn't going to be there and you don't want to bring it all in and find out you have to bring it all out. Remember, this was a check account, so we got our signature, and now it's asking for the check number, which is 3976. Oops. And the amount. This is going to tell you what's owed. What I like to do is I like to just type in this number right here, which is what they actually wrote the check for. 78342. Then I'll go back and double check. It's kind of like the way of making sure I just do a blind accountability here. I know what they gave me. Now I want to know what I'm expecting, because if I just look at what I'm expecting, sometimes I'll just type that in. So this way I know I'm right. And then obviously you double check the date, who it's made out to, and the amount that's written in. I just don't want to show you because it's somebody's personal routing ID, whatever. So it's just that simple. And then you hit done and see if it accepts it. Oh, this line right here is somebody paid you cash, but we don't accept cash anymore. So well, let's see if it accepts it. Boom, took their money. A lot of times what I will do for a customer is once they pay me and everything's good to go, I will just write on here paid. I'll write the check number, and I'll just give them a little signature. That way they have a backup that they paid with my signature. You can even put your route number if you want to go that far. Another thing is if you fill out a check for a customer, on the bottom left corner of that check, they always expect the invoice number to be on that check. Sometimes they'll fill it out themselves. So that's just another thing that they like. Okay, I have two separate deposit stickers on here. We used to charge a $100 deposit. Now it's $150. So there's two different line items in the computer for a credit. So I'm going to do returns. And here's the empties, right? Empties. So in here you're going to tap that. Oops, excuse me. Next. So these are 20-gallon tanks. So here is 20-pound tank. So here's 20 pound. I'm going to hit 1 because this is for the $150 deposit. Then they added this line right here, 35 pound. we don't have 35 pounds. I think maybe it's 35 pounds when it's full. I'm not quite sure, but the 35 pound is for the original $100 deposit, which you're not going to run across many of those tanks anymore, but they're still out there in the trade. So you need to be able to do both. So you're not giving the customer more money as for a deposit than what they pay down. Okay, I have Walgreens here, and Walgreens, I print up this one barcode on top. It's called the ASN code, and then they don't need barcodes for all of these. But today, this particular Walgreens has a lot of returns, and they do need the barcodes for the returns. So I'm going to print the ASN and the barcodes. So when they scan this barcode, we'll bring in the whole order. Everything will be good, and then the barcodes they can scan later on in the office for the return. I'm going to hit pick list, and then I'm going to print the barcodes because I need that for the returns, and the ASN for the delivery. So every once in a while you're going to have a customer that uses the ASN, which is great. We love them. We love the ASN, so we don't have to scan every case. So just so you know, Walgreens is one of those customers. Okay, so my route is finished. No more red dots left. So I can go back here, hit the back button. Everything is closed all the way. You can go back one more and you can check your inventory. Nothing. We have just one breakage. This is my out of dates. One empty CO2, 71 shells. That's the summary of my day. So we can be at service customer, but we can log out. Usually I log out before I get back to the barn because the checker will log in under his checker code. I have a customer here who owes me a check for this amount, which I would put in obviously the check number and the amount, but the boss is on his way to go grab his checks. So I'm just gonna go next door real quick and make a delivery, and then walk back over and grab that check when he gets back. So what I'm gonna do in order for me to get past this screen, because I can't get past this screen unless I enter something to pull up my next customer. What I'm gonna do is just pretend like I'm picking up cash. So now it filled it in automatically, and I'm gonna hit next, and then I can close out the account. Okay, and so what I'm gonna have to do now is at the end of my day, I'm gonna have to convert that cash into a check. I'm gonna have to enter a check number, so I'm gonna show you how to do that at the end of the day. All right, I'm gonna reconcile at the end of my day. These are all my accounts that I delivered to. I'm gonna hit next. And this is all the product I delivered. And these are my checks. So I have 4 checks, but it's asking for 3 because that one came in as a cash transaction. So I'm going to change that to a check. So what I do is right here, cash to check. Then all you have to do is enter the check number. Boom. Now we have no more cash, 4 checks. We have converted that cash to check. Okay, I've got a customer that is getting a free case. So I have to sell him the case from my inventory and then put it at 0. So what I got to do is I have to go into my inventory, which is here. My Celsius, the watermelon. We're giving them 1 free case of watermelon as a sample, and I need a special override code that I have to call Pepsi override for, or I don't even know if we can do that anymore. Honestly, I think maybe it's only through our sales reps. But anyhow, you definitely call your salesman. You know, it has to be all pre-authorized. We're not authorized to just do this on our own. Okay, so next, pricing. Okay, here it is. So it priced it automatically at $21.53. I'm going to put the price at 0. and it's going to ask for the override code. Select the reason. I just put on ticket price change request. Now it's 0, next, close, print, and there they're going to have their free case. I'm going to be delivering some bag-in-a-box to a customer, but one of my items is out of stock. Okay, watch. Right here, inventory shortage. It's a 3-gallon tea, ordered 3, available 0. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to close the order, and I'm going to, before I print the pick list for them, I'm going to print the shortage detail. And what that does is it prints out any item that's short. I'll be able to show them, oh, by the way, this was out of stock. So sometimes customers, they really want to know, and if you have 3 or 4 or 5 items that are out of stock, it's good for them to see. So right here, it just printed out driver shortage, 3-gallon, and then you can just go ahead and print your pick list, and then you can show them what you're bringing, and you can show them what they're out of stock, so they know they can reorder that. After you get your customer's signature and you printed it and you give them a copy, it's going to ask you how many shells you collected. These are the shells that we pick up, and then you put that number in there. So like I've got a stack right here. There's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you can just boom, clickety clack, got your 8, enter 8, done, booyah. When you want to log out of GeoTab, you just hit your initials up here, log out, verify whatever you did for the day. I wasn't driving, I was riding shotgun today, so I'll verify that. Agree. Or let's do this. I'll just hit verify all days. So that way it verifies everything. And then verify and log out. Logging out. Boom. Everything is closed. There you go. You're logged out for the day.